Hey everybody, in this video I want to show you how you can create your own melodic techno basslines. Let's start with the basics. Melodic techno typically runs around 125 beats per minute, give or take a few. It's very typical that the bass stays on the root note of the scale. This gives the track a hypnotic, driving feel. In some productions, the bassline will also shift from one note to another for variation. However, don't do these changes too often and too quickly. Next, it's important to make sure that your kick and your bass don't clash. To achieve a clean mix, use a volume shaper or sidechain compression to keep the bass down while the kick is playing. Now let's talk about the most common types of basslines in melodic techno. Number 1. Rolling basslines. These are the backbone of many tracks in the genre. They create a steady, rhythmic feel. In this tutorial, I'm using the ChordPotion step sequencer to build these patterns quite easily. It also helps me to reuse the patterns in other productions too. Each step here is a 16th note. Now, when I play a chord, a 0 over here triggers the lowest note of the chord. You can emphasize certain notes by adjusting the velocity. Number 2. Rolling basslines with octave jumps. To add some spice, you can jump between octaves from time to time. You can do this in a rhythmic fashion, or you can only do this once in a while. Number 3. Rolling basslines with other notes. You can also add other notes or small note walks if you like. However, this is not that typical, so don't overdo it. Number 4. Groovy basslines. Unlike the rolling type, these basslines are less predictable and have more movement. A typical groove pattern might last half a bar or full bar. Let's start with a half bar, which is just 8 steps. Use shorter notes like 16th and 8th. Avoid placing your notes directly on the kick. While sidechain compression helps, it's still good practice to keep your bassline pattern clean. Let's create some examples. We can also create patterns with a length of 1 bar. You will have more room to play around now while still maintaining a hypnotic vibe. Number 5. Groovy basslines with octave jumps. Of course, you can use octave jumps here as well. Let's take a look. Number 6. Tom bass. Sometimes instead of synth bass, producers use toms, like the classic 808 tom, to create a nice groove. Typically, you'll be working with 16-step or 32-step patterns. There are 3 typical micro patterns that you can use here. Number 1, a 16th note before the kick and a 16th note after the kick. Number 2, a 16th note after the kick, followed by another before the next kick. Number 3, an offbeat 8th note. You can use these micro patterns to build a full groove. And you can also add velocity accents to make these patterns more dynamic. Alright, these were the 6 types of melodic techno basslines. I also made a free package for all ChordPotion and chord converter users. No registration required, simply download it and use the rhythms in your own productions. I wish you a lot of joy and see you soon.